Hey guys, and welcome to a review of everyone's favourite toaster, the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now, I know I touched on the Nintendo Entertainment System briefly with my video Which to Buy, Sega Master System or the Nintendo Entertainment System, but I thought I'd go for a bit more of an in-depth one for the Nintendo Entertainment System. The Nintendo Entertainment System is an 8-bit home video game console that was developed and manufactured by everyone's favourite company, Nintendo. If you didn't know, that's like History 101 for this thing. Now, this was released in 1983. The Famicom was, which is obviously the Japanese version of this thing. 1985 for North America, and I think Europe was 86, and Australia was 87. Well before I was even born, or probably even thought about. But I still got a hold of one, because I still used to play one of these around my friend's house when I was a lot younger, and he had a Super Nintendo, but I always preferred this one. The Nintendo Entertainment System does feature a front-loading cartridge slot with this little door on it. Hence why I call it the little toaster, because you just pop it and put it out. And then obviously just reinsert, pop it down, shut the door. That's all it needs. Obviously there was a couple of versions re-released for this, like they do like the Sega Mega Drive, make a smaller one, make a more compact one. But this one is the one that we all know and love, and it is probably the most iconic games console in the history of gaming in general. I'd like to say the Atari is, but we don't need to talk about Atari when they literally killed the video game market at one point. Luckily, Nintendo saved it though. Let's get a close look at the Nintendo. It is a well-built, really beautiful looking console. I mean, you can't fault it in the slightest. It's just so... It's like a very plain design, but yet so eye-catching, and I really like it. I think it's beautiful. So beautiful. Let's start on some of the games. We begin with Robocop, which is an amazing, violent video game for the NES. I highly recommend it. And it was like the only game to stay in the top charts for several years as well. Fuck you, Ocean, I've heard all about you. Moving on, I also have Batman for the Nintendo Entertainment System. As you can tell, I got this quite cheap, mainly due to the label being peeled off quite badly. This is a fantastic video game. I highly recommend to anyone who's got an NES to play this. Everyone's favourite, Donkey Kong. Who wouldn't want this? I think it has Donkey Kong Jr. as well. Also a fantastic game. Super Mario 3, which is just Super Mario. Brilliant game. Double Dragon 2. I'm not sure about this one. I prefer Double Dragon 1, although I still recommend checking this one out. It's just as good. Now, obviously, the Nintendo Entertainment System has a lot of clunkers, especially this one. I did mention this briefly last time. Next from our friends at LJN is Jaws. Now this one is nowhere near as bad as this, but as you know with licensed video games, it's not great. You just sort of sail around in a boat for a little while, wait till you keep dropping to the bottom of the floor to collect shells, coins, blah blah blah. You can't actually kill Jaws until you've upgraded your weapons enough. But man, I wasted some hours on that. Ugh. I do recommend it, just to check it out, but it's not great. And then my final Nintendo Entertainment System game, and a very strange one at that. Final Fantasy VII. Yes, this is a fan game created in Japan. It's literally just the ingenuity of fans and replicating the PlayStation 1 game for the NES. In original, like, sort of Final Fantasy graphics. It is a fantastic port. Literally has all the game. I do have one problem with it. The combat is very difficult, and leveling up. But other than that, I completely recommend it. Get hold of it wherever you can. I got it, it was quite expensive actually. I think it was like £25. Probably a bit more maybe. I can't quite remember, but I got it from a man in France who contacted me about it. So I highly, highly recommend finding this and getting it. And obviously in my toaster, we have Super Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt. Because who doesn't love those? All in all, the Nintendo Entertainment System is a fantastic games console. And at the end of the day, you've got Super Mario Bros. As well, so what more can you ask for? Go away, Goomba. So, we get to the question, would we recommend this? I would highly recommend the Nintendo Entertainment System. It is quite expensive, and again, I forgot to mention, they are quite prone to failure. I said in my other video that this one I have managed to sort of keep alive barely, but so long as it stays barely alive, I will continue to play these games. I do recommend the NES Mini, though. I got mine early, thanks to Nintendo. Thanks, guys. I will be putting up a review of that as well, and a side-by-side comparison with this bad boy. So, I just recommend anything to do with Nintendo. They're always great. I even like the Wii U, for God's sake. Not so sure about the Switch at the moment. I will hold on that until I actually play one. So, for now, remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. Fist bump, and I'm going to see all of you guys. I will see all of you guys in the next video.
What could possibly go wrong?